Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the New York Jets. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And here comes a return from a few steps into the... And look at this. Right away, a loose football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Well, it's hard enough to play on the road in this league as it is. But to start on the road with a fumble on the opening kickoff, just not the precedent you obviously want to set.
Not at all, and now it's just words because they've talked about it all week. From the time they start game planning for this one, remember, going into hostile territory, we have to set the tone right in the beginning, and they do the exact opposite.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4, second down coming up.
For that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. One back in the... Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumbled, recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. Well, they had the great field position to start that opening drive. They only get 3 out of it, but still they get 3. So maybe kind of a win for the offense, Charles, and kind of a win for the defense as well.
Yeah, I would say win-win seems to sum the whole thing up because where that ball was placed to start, that's tough on a defense, and they held them to 3. Now, if you're the offense, you're thinking to yourselves, how do we open up the playbook later on in this game and turn this 3 into 6s down the stretch?
And they'll run the option to start the drive. Down the right sideline. And finally down at the 36-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he stopped immediately there. Derek Barnes in on the stop. You talk about this Jets defense. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
And they needed to be because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. The play action fake, they'll look to throw. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play action sack. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me,
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out, and they get a backhand. What was the serve? What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that
really
one.
Good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the whole
little bit.
I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. And
he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Here we go. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. Unlock right.
Up the middle they go. Felder. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. He's got a full head of steam. The race is on. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. With now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled it to 15. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. They'll run on first down. Felder, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. They enter play 1 from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run game.
Oh, nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. What's good on the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Dobbins. And shedding through the tackle. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
Here we go, start.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it. And the Jets are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 2nd down, Felder, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 121 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. The Jets at 507-7 on the year, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get it.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Chris Godwin, 44 yards. And the Jets have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll elect not to run with it, and a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Check it.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And quick throw here, that's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Let's go now.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Franklin. Kendall Fuller in on the stop.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw here. That's to his running back, complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
Back to throw again. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. Butker's kick here is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, Might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Felder. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Come on, guys. What are you doing? Where's it? Oh!
Okay, ready? Go!
On 2nd down now. Felder. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 146 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Got it, ready?
3rd down and 1. They'll look to throw here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
Come on, come on.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 23 yards on the play. I believe they've buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Here we go.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Jets continue to pull away here in this 1st half. Lutz to try to add the PAT. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. He may go. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. You start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. All right, this is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
And he'll elect not to run with it. The fair catch will move this out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
Let's go now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Jets will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And the Jets set to receive this 3rd quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a 1.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. A great play there. 73 yards.
And the Jets just continue to roll.
Lutz will look to add the extra point.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
But no run back here. Fair catch, and this will...
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And now here is another interception.
And the Jets are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 2nd down, here's Hull.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And they'll hand off to Hull.
And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that is incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
52 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
2nd and 9. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
And the Vikings are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. So they get 1 score back, but still a long ways to go here in this 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
There he goes left side.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big run there, 29 yards and a 1st. A run here with Hole.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Jets on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now Hole. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Here's the Jets punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback.
We are in it.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And they'll run with Hole.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
67 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with those types of runs, That tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And now here's a carry heading left. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Going absolutely nowhere. They'll wind up losing a yard or 2. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to...
And now here is another interception. And the Jets will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now 2nd and 3. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. And they will take a knee here.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Jets, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.